Hi guys, what's happening? Welcome to the channel. Engine build time. Yeah, sorry, just in the middle of tidying up as I try and video because I want to get stuff done. And yeah, bear with me 1 second. So yeah, the time has come to build the engine. Just gonna run through a few things with you, just so you know what's going on with this engine and what's going inside the block and blah 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 blah. So 1 second, sorry, this is all off the top of my head. Right, okay, so the engine I'm building, we are going for 700 to 800 horsepower. So yeah, wish me luck with a K20. So I know there obviously people just do 1,000 horsepower and things like that, silly power with them, but I've never built an engine to go with this sort of power, so it's a learning curve for me. But this may be one whole long video, or I might do it in 2 parts, I'm not sure yet guys. But let me run through the parts quickly with you, and the aim and the compression ratio, etc, things like that. Right, we'll start with the head of the engine. Oh dear, I'm gonna actually do this a bit better. This is just a start anyway. Yeah, basically we've got skunk 2 valves, 3 air valve guides inside there. New valve guides have been fitted. We've got skunk 2 springs and retainers, also 80-pound springs I believe. Stock size valves that have gone in there, so stock size skunk 2 valves. And obviously it's been hell of port and polished as well. Yeah, the head's been cleaned, you can't really see from there, but I said I will get a better when I get to the head and the head's ready to go on. I will go through it a bit better with you, but I'm just giving you an idea at the start. So yeah, basically the head is fully built. It's just literally ready for anything. And obviously I've got these cams going inside it. They are skunk 2 cams. Bear with me. I haven't got this out yet because obviously I'm nowhere near ready to get this, but I just wanted to get each bit done for you. So these are skunk 2 cams in there, stage 2 camshafts. So yeah, we're going to be whacking them in that head as well. And let's work on the bottom end quickly for you, because obviously I've got everything ready here. It's probably where I should have started, but I said this is off the top of my head. We have 86.5mm Carrillo pistons, 9.4 to 1. Oh no, sorry, these are 9.1 to 1, I believe, because my 86mm were 99.4 to 1, and these are 9.1 to 1 compression. So yeah, that's what's going to go in the block. Obviously we've got the Manly rods. They've all been balanced and to as close as you can see by my machinist. So just show you that. So these are the real deal. These are quite a big boy rod, to be honest with you. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so we got the Manleys there. Obviously with the ARP, I believe 2000s in there. Yeah, the ARP 2000s in there, but they are big rod. Jesus, it's a bit bigger than normal, to be fair. But yeah, that's my Manly rods going in there. I'm just gonna go from left to right on the table, guys. This is my Toda timing chain. Yeah, obviously better quality chain to have for this sort of power. We've got OEM girdle bolts here, as I believe using ARPs on the girdle you will need to get line board, and I believe for 700 to 800 horsepower you won't need bottom end studs personally. But as I said, if you've seen on my channel before, this is trial and error, and hopefully there's no error, hopefully it goes good. But I believe these are going to be more than enough. Obviously proper OEM stock Honda girdle bolts. So yeah, we've got a K-tuned, this is the timing latch I think. Yeah, so obviously, yeah, the K-tuned, that's the timing pin Obviously you pull the pin out and it makes the chain tight or whatnot, basically. So that's on that bit. Got a crank, obviously just standard size crank, standard size journals, just been polished and balanced, ready for it. Basically we've got the ARP head studs here to go in obviously the head and to get a good bite on it. Got the thrust washers, and I've gone with the ACL race bearings in the engine. No particular reason. I use King's on the EK9 build, the big power EK9 build. But yeah, so, and then obviously inside here we have got a 4-piston oil pump. So that's what's going to be going on the bottom end side of things. Yeah, if you're wondering what this is the copper O-ring, basically. Yeah, this goes, I know I've probably gone through other videos, but I want to do this as a whole build video, so if anyone just wants to click on the channel, they can just sort of go through the build. This is CSS block there, as you can see, and obviously it's the O-ring application. So if you look here, these little grooves by my thumb, that's where the copper O-ring goes in all the way around, and obviously you butt it up so that when the head bites down on it, you've got a very good clamp to run some serious boost through it. But yeah, this is the CSS. I just noticed that I'm not very happy with that on the CSS. Oh, what is that? I don't know if that's normal. I just noticed that. I'll get a picture of it. But yeah, not very happy with that. But anyway, the bores are all ready, all honed and ready to be built on. So that's for the engine, basically. That's the spec for the time. As I said, I'll go a bit more in depth on the head when I get to it. But yeah, at the moment I'm just going to start by prepping the block, obviously taking the oil thermostat cooler off, give it a coat of hammerite, and make it look a bit more fancy, because I think it has been dipped, it's very clean. But yeah, I just think a nice coat of paint would be nice for all the brand new parts that are going to go on it. So I'm going to put you on a time lapse, guys, and we're going to get to it. All right, so yeah, you see in the time lapse, basically what I was doing in the time lapse, I was taking off all the, if you see on the floor, all the old bits of silicone and that off the block. Got it all cleaned. Yeah, give it a coat of Hammerite. And looking absolute spankers. I've done that both sides. Bear with me, yeah. Gonna let that dry, and then the block will be ready to build, really. I wanted to get it obviously nice and clean first, and now look at that. Spankers. So yeah, really happy with how that come out. You see how shiny it actually is. It's like a brand spanking new engine. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment, guys. I'm gonna do it bit by bit for you. Do the best I can. I'm filming everything. I've got a tripod up there. So yeah, next step, I'm gonna be taking off the girdle at the bottom. Once it's all dry, then I'm gonna be brake cleaning out all the oil holes and things like that. And I've got to get all the stuff out of the bags now and start getting them painted, like the covers and things like that, and get the engine looking nice, basically. And then once it's all 100% looking nice, we can slap it all together. Right guys, so I've been getting all the engine casing and water pump casing and things like that all painted and ready, cleaned up, and yeah, parts are looking good. Still waiting for the block to dry fully before I touch anything on that, but yeah, got my brand new water pump over there that will seal onto this when this is dry as well. I think once all this is dry, I think I've got a couple more bits in there to clean, and then we can get ready to start building. So I'll be cleaning up that and setting it out nicely, setting all my pistons out and obviously all my rods in a line, and I'll be getting everything nice and neat and going through it step by step with you. Alright guys, when you're building, obviously when you're building an engine or whatever, and obviously you've got your block back from the machine shop, one thing you want to make sure you do is obviously all the oil ports, get brake cleaner, spray it through there. I know obviously if the machine shop says it's hot tanked and things like that, you still want to do it, honestly, because you never know. So basically, yeah, I just obviously sprayed through all the oil ports through there. What I also done, I got my oil squirters on here. What I did with them is I put them in a little pot of brake cleaner overnight, and let it obviously get all the gunk out, give them a good clean today. Sometimes you even have to use a pin just to make sure all the old oil's out of it, because obviously sometimes you get some thick gunk build up in the tiny little nozzles, which obviously there. But yeah, I've cleaned all them. They're all torqued down on there ready. Yeah, these don't look as clean as I want them to. Obviously, there are no bearings in there, but I'll tell you now, they're smooth, and they're obviously, I'm not going to take no sandpapers or nothing like that. That's where behind the bearing goes, so obviously the bearing's got to sit on that yet. But obviously I'm just going to give it another brake clean once more and wipe it all before I put the bearings on. Clean the girdle side down there, that's all sparkling and ready. So what I'm going to be doing now is plastic gauging it with the bearings on and the crank to make sure the oil clearance is within spec. Obviously, if it isn't, what's a bloody headache? But fingers crossed it should be, because obviously standard size bearings. The crank didn't need no grinding, just need polishing and balancing. So hopefully we should be good. So I'm going to jump onto that now. Yeah, maybe I'll put on a little time lapse for you. Alright, so I've got the bearings installed, guys. Just a little tip, when you're obviously installing them, make sure you use, this is just normal brake cleaner, and you clean, obviously, as I showed you a minute ago, the block side and the girdle side thoroughly, so there's no oil, you want no oil residue. And obviously when you put the bearings on, make sure you give them a good coat in brake cleaner also, because you don't want that bearing having any chance of slipping out of the journal, because obviously that any sort of lubrication behind that helps it. You get the rods start spinning, obviously, on the thing. So yeah, you don't want that. So make sure it's all as clean as possible. Make sure they're installed like they are really in there. They're solid, yeah, so they're not going nowhere. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plastic gauge it. Yeah, and then obviously I'm going to try and get the whole bottom end together all in this session. So, but it's all going to be in one video anyway, so what I'm saying is a load of rubbish. So you're going to see, well, actually I might put it in 2 videos, so, because obviously it's going to be one hell of a long video if I do it all in one. So maybe do it in 2 parts. But yeah, so that's what's happening right now. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm now about to plastic gauge it, as I said. Got a bit of plastic gauge on. I'm only doing the mains at the moment. I will do the rods obviously when they're ready. But yeah, I'm just going to make sure that is all ready for the time. So now I'm going to bolt it down to the torque spec, and then obviously hope that the oil clearance is within regulation. So obviously if it's not, then we have a problem. But yeah, let's crack on. Alright guys, so I plastic gauged it. Yeah, they pressed out on the other bearings a bit clearer, but as you can see, they're all within specs. So I've gone through each and every single one of them. Obviously I can't film it very good, but I can tell you that they're 100% in spec on this side and on the girdle side. So I've done it on both, and obviously they're both coming out the same. So they're all in the spec anyway, so you can see that. So yeah, they're all in spec, which is a good sign. Yeah, so I'm gonna crack on with this now. I'm gonna take the crank out. I may have to go and buy a new torque wrench though, because that one can't go low enough for the exact settings. I managed to get it low enough for this, but there's a few other things on the engine that I can't get it to. So yeah, I'm gonna go and buy a new one, I think. Alright guys, so I'm now doing the rings. yeah, I don't like this process, to be honest with you, because I haven't got a piston ring car. I'm gonna have to use a file. Not ideal in my opinion. But it does work. You can do it just the same as a ring cutter. But as you can see, I put the first ring in, top ring, and look how tight it is. I've got to get that to 22 thou, I believe. So that's going to need quite a bit of filing. So yeah, I'm going to jump on doing these now. It's going to take a while, I believe, to do all four. I'm only on the first cylinder one. So pretty annoying, but it's yeah, it's going to take a while, I reckon. So I won't be getting the bottom end completely assembled today though, because I've got to buy a torque, as I said, a torque wrench, a better one that can go a bit smaller settings. I might get a digital one, and yeah, then I'll crack on with these. But I'm going to try and get everything ready just so I can just bang it together tomorrow. So let's crack on. Right guys, and I'm not kidding you here. You may think I'm lying or I'm slow, but it's not. This is a very tedious part of the engine build, and a very major part of the build that you can't get wrong. As I studied a lot of this years ago, and see some of the catastrophes that have happened from doing this part wrong. But obviously it's just as serious build as building the whole engine. Obviously like getting all the clearances right and things like that, and the measurements right. Piston to wall clearance is obviously a major thing as well. But basically, yeah, I've been gapping the rings as I said I was going to do, and I reckon this one so far been going 45 minutes for one ring in one cylinder. Because obviously they need a lot of filing, as you see, but I've got one done and it's to the exact spec. It's nice and snug in there. So yeah, that, and it is, look, when you're gapping them guys, you want to try and keep, if you can see it there, oh, it's just focus, zoom, focus. Oh, sorry guys about this, I'm trying to get it to focus on the exact ring. See if I can get this to focus. Sorry man, oh, it's not focusing. It's trying to focus. There we go. On the ring, if you can see the gap, that is really straight. That's the idea you want to get at. Is try and get each, like when it meets up, it goes dead straight. So there's no gaps, there's no burrs on the rings at all. It needs to be a completely flush seal. And obviously make sure once you file them down that you check there's no burrs around the ring edge, because that will scratch your bore, and then yeah, you're making problems before you started. So yeah, so I've done one ring. I've still got to do the second ring down, but I've got the top ring to the exact size I'm after, which is 22 thou we're going for. I spoke to obviously Joe in the machine shop. He's obviously advised me on what to do as well, what sort of measurements good, as I used to do them a bit tighter than this, but obviously because I'm running a bigger boost now, I have to go a little bit looser because I want to turn it up to big PSI guys. So yeah, so I'm going to crack on with the rest of them, and yeah, wish me luck. It's going to take hours. Right guys, sorry I've jumped back into this quickly. I've done the rings for the first cylinder. Bottom rings to 24 thou, top rings to 22 thou. All rings don't need to be touched. They never usually do. But when you're doing your rings, basically what you want to do is obviously to get them level. I use a piston. Obviously got one of the pistons here I use, and I go down to this this line here. Some people go a bit deeper, but that's fine I believe. So yeah, you want to go down to this line to push it down. So that's all the way around, that's flush both sides, so that piston ring is level in the bore, and then that's when you do your measurement gap on the ring. Obviously at the moment I've not touched this one, and again you can see there's nowhere near that's going to go in there. There's a lot of filing to be done on this one. The top rings seem to obviously be the ones that are most out. But yeah, I just thought I'd go through that with you in case you're building your engine. You think, oh, how's he getting level? That's how you do it. A lot of people will know he's probably going to undertake this job anyway because they would have studied probably other videos. But I just thought I'd go through it all on my video for you. So use the piston to get the piston ring completely level. There is a special tool you can get as well. I don't know how much it is, and I don't know where you can even get it from. But I've always used this way of doing it, and it's always been sort of effective and successful. So why waste money on a tool if you've got the pistons anyway? That's my personal preference. But yeah, I'm going to jump on these rings again. I thought I'd just go through that with you in case you're wondering, oh, how's he know if the rings level, blah, blah, blah. That's how you do it, guys. Well, that's a bit annoying, guys. I've undone my head gasket kit. Well, I say head gasket is a full gasket for the car, apparently. And it don't seem to have the crank seal in it. Obviously, you've got seals that go at the end of the crank, and it doesn't have them. Bugger. So I'm going to have to get them ordered. That is pretty annoying. As the place is in a mess at the moment, I'm wanting to get this wrapped up, really. But I've got to buy a torque wrench anyway. That's a bit of a pig. I'm going to speak to Matt at Exo. See if he can get any sent out to me ASAP. It's a bit annoying. I'm peed off about that because it might be a few day wait, and I really want to get this done. So, but all the main work's done. But obviously, before I install the crank, I've got to get obviously the seal to do it, which is a bit of a pig. So, I was going to install the pistons and the rods, but I might just leave that for the time, because I've got to wait for the torque wrench anyway. I'm probably going to try and pick one of them up today. Yeah, that's a bit annoying, really, to be honest. But I've got all my rings, all the rings gapped to the right, sort of the right foul, what I want them at. It's peed me off, sorry. But, yeah. Another thing, guys, when you are doing your rings, make sure you got a mark for each cylinder, because obviously I know you may think, oh, well, they're all the same size bores, right, I can just chuck any ring in each one. No, what you do is cylinder 1, piston ring 1. You keep them in sync every time. Piston ring 2, cylinder 2, and so on. You always do that. Make sure you keep them like that, and then obviously you know that they're each matched to each bore. So yes. Well, this is probably still a long video anyway, guys. But I'm pretty annoyed that I haven't got the seal, because that sort of holds me back. I don't think anywhere locally might have one. I might try and see if I can get one locally quicker, because obviously I want to have this built by the weekend, really, and start speaking to Craig about getting the car there next week and sort of dropping the engine in, ready to run in for mapping in February. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. So what I'm going to do is I've decided I'm going to make a couple of parts out of this video. I'm going to wrap this one up here for you guys. Yeah, so it don't seem like much has been done, but it actually has. Obviously, a lot of tedious little things have been done: cleaning, painting the block, making things look fresh. Loads of little bits of painting done. Piston rings gapped. So everything weighed up there. Plastic gauge measured. Clearance is all good. So yeah, that's where we're leaving it at for this time. I hope you're going to stick with us for the whole build and watch all the engine be done. It's bloody cold in here. My big old nose is frozen. Jesus Christ, it's because it's that big. It's like Everest on the end. This is surprised I ain't got bloody snow on the end of my nose. But anyway, yeah. So I'm going to finish this up as quick as I can. And then obviously we're going to be on to the next car. I wonder what that could be. We'll see. There's a couple. But yeah, so next video will be coming in the next couple of days, and then I should have the whole engine together in the next video, and then we can sort about getting put in the car and so on. I'm excited, man. Got to do the running phase. I'm going to do the 2 mile running. I'm joking. I'll do about 500 miles, I think. We'll get some mineral oil, do the running process, start up, let it idle for a little while, and then drop the oil out, checking the pan there's no, and then obviously run the mineral oil again up to 250, change it again. I'll run more mineral oil again up to 500, and then I drop the proper oil in that I'm going to be using, which will be the Miller's expensive oil, so 10W50. So yeah, anyway, enough babbling. Thanks for watching it if you got to the end of it, because it's a long one. That's part one done of the 800 horsepower Target engine. So I mean, I'm saying 800, 7 to 800 realistically. Obviously it's built for more, I believe. So if I get 800, hopefully I'll be quite safe. So yeah, anyway, stay tuned guys. Thanks for watching. Remember, check out XO Racing for all the bits you need for your Honda or whatever. Give them a message. You got my discount code in the description. Make sure you check our Instagram out and our Facebook page in the description as well. And make sure you get some more subscribers. We're over the 1,000 mark now. Let's go. See you soon, guys.